folks, how y'all doing today? It is I, Stately, and this is City Skylines. Welcome to the fair town of good intentions, where, if you remember yesterday's episode, we put down a bus line. Yes, a bus line. This one right here, the number 8 line, to our new hilltop tourist area. Well, that has not gone too well. We have 19 buses on this line, and we still have 150 people waiting at the stop here, and another 138 over here. So that's not going to work. I mean, we could like up it to 40 buses and take a stab at it, but yeah. Oh, okay. Couldn't quite hit the close button there. So we're going to have to do something different, and what I think we're going to do is put down a metro line. What I'm thinking, we have... Whoops, went right by it there. We have a metro station here. This is kind of our very busy main way to get back and forth between here and here. And I'm thinking we're going to expand that. So this is the current metro line. It goes from... Can we look underground? We cannot look underground. Alright, game. Be that way. See if I care. Goes from there. Our public transit interchange. Up across in there. And that's the sum total of the line right now. It's just one stop on each side. Goes back and forth, and that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'll set up a second line from here, and I think what we'll do is we'll go around the back of these buildings if I can squeeze it in, and then we'll kind of go up here and put down the metro station right about here. So these guys who are constantly complaining about not having enough customers, well, you don't have to worry about not having enough customers anymore. So, congratulations on that. Let's put down a road connection to the subway station and center it just so. Go out to about, I think, here. And then I want to do a ground level station, I guess. There's no like real reason to do a multi-level station here. It doesn't have to be raised because there's really just nothing in the way. So let's put the station down, and then we'll worry about the rest of the road and how to get all of that set up. All right, subway station. We're looking for above ground station, and those all are marked as train stations now. I'm still not entirely clear why. Single island station is nice. Oh, this bugs me so much. I can't center this. Alright, well, so be it. There's our subway station. And we're definitely going to have to do a little bit of terraforming here. You know what? Maybe we do have a reason to do a raised station just because the terrain is so uneven here, because this is obviously not great. Yes. And if we're doing that, oh, they're all complaining they lost their subway station. They were so attached to it. It was a real fixture in the neighborhood, don't you guys think? Okay, let's look at those raised stations. Enough snark, more productivity. Elevated station, single island. I like this guy. And we can put it down. We can put it down right behind all of this, I guess. I just want to make sure it's nice and straight. Like that. Not like that. Okay, maybe this location just isn't great. Maybe the whole hill thing is just too steep for this to work properly. Let's see what our alternatives are. This looks flatter. It would lose the symmetry, but I don't know if that's really a big deal or not. Okay, let's go ahead and see what we can pop down here. I feel kind of bad ruining all of these buildings, but they're not doing great in large part because there's simply not enough traffic, and this will solve that, so love it or leave it. Okay, let's do a slightly simpler design here. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the ground level station. This is a 4-lane bypass. I want just a simple station, but I'd like to put it... Could we do that? Could we just like have it terminate right about here? We probably can, but I think this road needs to be a little bit longer. Like that. There we go. Okay. So that looks... I still don't quite like this. Let's lower it. And we'll take this section of road as well, and we'll just move it all down a little bit. Something like that, I think. And I feel like we need to do something here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to put down a key. But let's see if we have that option. I have to go from about there to there. I need to turn all of the snaps off for this. And go from right about there. Nope. 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 That's not happening. Alright, we'll extend the road a little bit farther. Everything's going really good so far today. Getting all kinds of useful things done. Nope, just kidding. I have barely managed to put down a subway station so far. I don't know, man. I just don't like the way this looks. I don't like the idea of having this station kind of just jutting out like that. Okay. Let's keep working at this until we get something we do like. Now let's get a couple of smaller roads here. I mean, they can be nice roads. They don't have to be ugly. It's not mandatory. Ugly is not mandatory. Alright. That looks pretty flat, so this might actually work out. Surface station options. No, not what I'm looking for. Is that what I'm looking for? Yes, metro. Need to make sure they're metro, and we're going to use the more modern style here. Alright, that's good enough that we can clean it up and make it work. Okay, so onwards. Let's go ahead and pop down some rails. What do you guys say? Going with the modern design. Dual track. Yes, and let's do a single center pillar. We're not going to raise most of this, I think. We'll run it down, and I think we'll kind of zigzag around. We want to miss our farming area, and our farming area is still very much under development, so we're just gonna wind our way around it like this. And then here we need to go over things, so let's go ahead and raise this bad boy up to a credible level. And this might be challenging. Just need to squeeze all of the pillars in exactly the right place. And I think that should be just about right. And then we'll kind of hug the freeway here. This is going to be the challenging section right here. See if I can run it along the freeway and behind these buildings. Hold on, let's move this. Hello. Move this out just a tad. Like that. Okay. Oops. No, this guy. Man, it's twitchy. And then here we have to go underground. We don't have any more maneuvering space. Hopefully I've given myself enough room to do this. No? Okay, let's see. Seriously? That's not good. That's not good at all. Okay. So be it. Let's see. We can go ahead and demolish these, and I do like the way this looks. We're gonna have to do a little bit of work getting the line levels just so. That should be fine. Okay, so straight line around the corner as far back as we reasonably can, and underground. Why are you doing this to me? That's clearly not underground. Am I doing something weird? No, I'm not. I mean, I guess maybe I am, but it's a pretty steep slope here as well. Maybe what we need to do is start lowering it sooner. So maybe we'll start like here, and we'll start coming down so that when we do get to where we want to go underground, we're already pretty close. Okay, so now we're actively lowering the terrain. This is at ground level. Take this section out. We broke some power lines over there. The simulation is paused right now, so it's not a big deal, but it doesn't remember your selection of supports. That's a shame. Okay, and now can we please, pretty please go underground? It doesn't seem to understand this whole tunnel thing. Oh, there it is. I got it. Just barely, but that should work just fine. So, last section should be fairly straightforward. We What do you mean slope too steep? Why are you being so difficult? Have I wronged you somehow, game? Did I make you sad? And let's move this back and down. That seems about right. Give ourselves as much room as possible. And I'm thinking that might just do it, but let's find out. All right, fine, here. We'll make some manual adjustments here, get everything straight-ish. It's underground, so it doesn't have to be that straight. Okay, that's not too bad. Now let's lower this a little bit. This is probably about the height we want right here. So this can go down, and the supports just changed. Well, I might have to move them around a little bit to get these support pillars off the freeway, because that's probably a bit of a road hazard. I'm not a crashologist, but that seems problematic to me. Yeah, so when you place these things, you get to decide what kind of supports they get, but apparently when you change their levels, like I'm doing now, they change into the 2 wide pillars. You see this one? This is a single pillar. And as soon as I change this, it turns into a wide pillar. Just one of the little bugs we have to deal with. All right, we'll leave it high here, and I think letting this run straight here is fine. We don't really want like a big valley or anything. So yeah, that will be our subway line to the new tourist district. Let's fix up our power lines here. I think the best way to do that is to delete that, and then we'll run it from here to here to here, and yeah, how do we get back to there? This is clearly in the way. Trying to get away. Sorry, I've had that song stuck in my head for like a month. It's driving me nuts. This is a challenge, folks. This is a challenge. I can't seem to find a decent place to run this power line over the subway. It seems like it's too low, so we could raise it up. Put these on like insanely tall pillars on both sides and see how that works. Still nothing, huh? Well, then, no power for you, I guess. I don't think we can go underneath. Okay, all right. We will do something a little different. Can we go above ground now, please? Thank you. We will straighten this out a bit. I'm getting these supports in places there really shouldn't be supports. That's a little weird. And let's see. That leaves us enough room. Yes. Okay. Power problem solved. Subway line looks credible, even though the pillars are a little weird. I'm not sure there's a whole lot I can do about that. Let's see if maybe I can upgrade them to be less silly. This guy, and we'll hit the upgrade button and can't upgrade. So that's a negative, Ghost Rider. Alternate design. What does that do? I don't really see any difference. This has changed. Huh. Let me just run a straight line here, not a road. You blithering genius of a human being, you. Right, this guy. Well, it is pretty much just what it is, I suppose. I don't mind having these supports here, but like we saw earlier on, we do have a couple that are like over the freeway, and I think we just need to nudge them out of the way a tiny bit. Oh, now it's gone back to being a single pillar. Thank you, Strange Metro Overhaul mod logic. I mean, you fixed it in a somewhat odd fashion, but you fixed it. And then we just need to, there, get rid of this one. Now, what's going on here? Is this bad? This is a little bad. I think we're going to have to replace that section there. And standard curve from here to here, and then slope too steep. I should have known that. Let's see if we can just brute force this. Yeah, we can. It's still a little hokey, though. This, I think, needs to be a little higher, and this maybe a little lower. And it's still kind of a weird dip, isn't it? Not quite right. I know, I get a little obsessive about the details here and there, but that's just part of the fun. That looks pretty good. I'm not sure this is at all different from what we have before, but let's just say that this is an improvement for my sanity. Oh, this guy's going all Dukes of Hazzard in freeze frame here. All right, we're good. Let's go ahead and put in a new metro line, and we're just going to start here on the unused track. We have no other stops. This is an express connection. Just like that. Let's turn the simulation back on. It looks pretty good. There are no like weird dips or anything. There's a couple of minor places where I don't quite like the way it looks. Like this bump right here, we can cut into the terrain a little bit, and that would make a lot more sense. And we might level that entire hill out, frankly. Let's give these guys water because they desperately want it. So thirsty. Thirsty, thirsty subway stations. And now we can do something with these side roads. I do not want whatever that is. That's a negative right there, Ghost Rider. This is all low density. And let's go ahead and allow this to fill back in. Let's see what we end up with. Now these side roads, I'm not quite sure that I like this. I feel like these need to go somewhere. So maybe we will set up a new ring out here so that these things have some purpose. Let's go ahead and do this, I think, right about there. And then we'll do a nice curve. Can we? Yeah, there. Get that to intersect like that. Why are you being bridgy? I don't want you to be bridgy. Let's... There we go. Decidedly not bridgy. And then on this side, should we go around here and connect to this? I think that would be the most sensible thing to do, even if it's not going to be a perfect fit. Yeah, there we go. All right, we got ourselves a subway station. We've got ourselves some trains coming soon, hopefully. Let's go ahead and flesh this area out a little bit. So I think we'll have a couple of shops next to the station on either side, like so, and like so. And I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be a suitable area for residential anything because just too noisy. So let's allow for some bigger buildings here. And then the side road here will do, I don't know, is there such a thing as a 3x2? Should we just go for the 3x3? Now, demand is very low for commercial right now, and we're having a lot of problems with... Oh, you know what? I forgot to get rid of the bus line. That bus line has to go. It's... I guess it's a victim of its own success. It's not like a lot of people are using it compared to my other bus lines, but there are 19 vehicles on it. So, bus line goes, and what we'll do is we'll... And all those buses are like, what do we do now, Blaine? We'll put in a local bus line instead. Just a straightforward little line starting... Well, let's start it... Let's just start it in front here. That's the logical thing to do. And then we'll go... No. That's too close. Here and... Here and... I think here, then we'll go up and around. Really? Not really what I had in mind. I don't want it to have to cross itself. It would make much more sense to go around here. So we'll do this. We'll stop at the park, and we'll stop here, and then we'll go up to the Space Needle. And then we'll head back down. Easy peasy. Okay, now we've got our local bus line set up, and hopefully that will take care of... Oh, jeez. Okay, next question is, are we actually going to be able to get metros on here? Because the station needs to be reachable from the rail yard here. And as of right now, I'm not sure that I see... Yeah, no, there are definitely vehicles on the line. This is the number 4 line. And, oh yeah, there's definitely trains running. So that should do just fine. I haven't seen any come by yet, but I think if we keep our eyes open, we'll run into one. There we go, right there. How you doing? 20 passengers. And hopefully this will solve some of the not enough customers issues here. In the meantime, we'll flesh this area out with some office space because that always fills in pretty well and it looks pretty good most of the time. Got some nice office buildings here. Just fill all of this in nice and dense. It's close to the train station. Traffic shouldn't be much of an issue. And even here, I think we'll put one. There we go. Alright, we got a lot of people waiting for the bus and a lot of people walking into town. That's all perfectly reasonable. And there goes our train. Here comes the next one. This one has 12 passengers. We might have too many trains if these things are going to be coming in with like a dozen passengers at a time. Let's check the line overview real quick and see how that's going. Transport. Subway. Number 4 line. We have, yeah, we don't need nearly this many vehicles. Let's cut it down to, you know what, let's cut it down to 2. Well, alright, we'll leave it at 3 and see how that goes. I mean, it looks pretty nice. It looks more or less like it belongs. It does kind of bother me that we have this big empty area here and we're still having, you know, these customer issues. What we could do is try to make it a little more appealing. See if there are any other monuments we could put down here that would add to the attractiveness. And it could be a unique building, but we could also do a park or something. These plazas are nice. It'd be hard to fit any of them in the current design. I mean, we could get rid of all of these buildings, but then, you know, what's the point? This is definitely too big. What about the arch into the city? Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool, right? This might not be the most logical place for it, but it should add to the appeal of the area. And now let's expand it a little bit. Let's take the road grid here and expand it out this way because the ground is still reasonably flat. And we can get away with it. Go out, maybe out yay far. Straight lines, please. That's pretty good. We'll raise up the corner. And we'll straighten this section out. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect, but for the sake of buildability, we do want this to be reasonably consistent. And I think that's pretty good. We have this whole central area that's lower now, but that's an easy fix. We can just grab our leveling tool and select that and select a modest brush size and strength and go like this. La-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. Are we having some trash problems here? I mean, all kinds of problems here, frankly. Also, how did this manage to not be a straight line? I mean, seriously. Alright, I'm gonna run a new road. and see if we can get it right this time. I don't know if that's perfect, but good enough is good enough. No, good enough isn't good enough, damn it. Shut up, Grandpa. Yep. Why are you doing this? What are you trying to hide under here? Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, it's the wrong key. Okay, no big deal. Easy fix. We'll just grab the right one. And that is the Steam Workshop fenced stone key. Yeah. That's obviously not the look we're going for. Giant rifts in reality. Do not come highly recommended. Warning, rifts in reality may summon Cthulhu and should be avoided at all costs. Okay, how's that look? Oh, they're desperate for some customers at the ice cream shop. Okay. Now we go around the corner. Nice straight line, turn that off. Man, you're being all kinds of stubborn. I don't know why you feel the need to be like that, but I will not stand for it. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Let's just do some very minor manual adjustments here. Push this in like that, and like that, and like that. I think we just need to lower it a teeny tiny little bit like that. Just a little bit. Lower it. Just a little bit. And that's a little strange, but I don't know that there's much we can do about it. Okay, there we go. What can we put up here to get more people to come? Oh, sorry guys. I know, everybody wants running water these days. And these guys don't have enough employees, and these guys don't have enough customers, and these guys don't have enough anything. It's all not going terribly well. Maybe a park of some description, like a nature park kind of thing. Botanical gardens. What else have we got here? Oh, a pretty fountain. Oh, no, not that fountain. Basketball court. Sunken plaza. I do like these sunken plazas, but they're more for inner city areas. Big office complexes. Dog park, not exciting enough. Japanese garden, a little too modest, I think. Small park, small playground, park with trees, and what is this? Why does this not have a name? I don't want that. That's boring. That's boring. I'm bored now. Make this dumb park go away. Fine, we'll bulldoze it. Oh, what are you complaining about? Alright, we're gonna have to come up with something, but I would just want to make sure there are no, like, massive disasters going on in the rest of the town. Sometimes when you look at one thing a little too long, you kind of lose track of the big picture, and terrible, terrible things happen. Okay, well, let's grid it up and put down some recreation and see what happens. I have this zoned for tourism, correct? Yes. Let's go ahead and expand the zone outwards to cover this. Or maybe what we do is we create a zone next to it. Wait, why is my zone marking snapping? That's not a thing that needs to snap. Maybe we take this and we make this into more of a leisure area, and then we'll have two different types of people come up here. This will be Tip Top Plaza. I don't know. It's just, it sounds kind of cool, right? Tip Top Plaza. And our policies will be recycling and recreational use, because of course, and prefer ferries. No, kidding. Recycle plastic. Here, free Wi-Fi. And we will grab our commercial specializations and hit leisure, and okay, you're a leisure zone. Now, I'm thinking this will be kind of a walkable area with a bunch of small little cool things to come to. So we'll do that, and we'll do that, and then we'll start putting in like low density commercial stuff here. There is good demand for commercial now, so we should be okay. Maybe just on the outside we'll have a couple of high density things, but not on the back. That would be on the front side, I think. I think we can fill it out pretty well. We don't need to like save a lot of space here. And high density this. We are still getting a lot of places that just don't have enough customers. Okay, all right. There's still a little bit of work that needs to be done on the Metro Overhaul mod by the look of this. We are getting a lot of passengers here, and that is definitely what we wanted, although we still have all kinds of issues in this neighborhood. Number 4 line, let's check it out. We've got 3 lines, and it looks like that's about right. There goes the subway. I do like the Metro Overhaul mod. I like that this is a thing we can have now, that we can have these cool overground metro lines. It's much more fun than just these invisible abstract things. And none of these guys have water, because of course they don't. Is that the 4th time I forgot to water a new area today, or the 5th? Let me know in the comments. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Motivate people to comment, say things like, let me know in the comments. So let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments why you find it irritating when people on YouTube say, let me know in the comments. How's that for a plan? Alright, so this footpath has to go. We're going to provide more living space here, and hopefully that will provide more motivation for people to use these new districts that I've been putting in. It's kind of putting the cart before the horse, but whatever. Huh. Thinking that's not quite long enough. So we'll make a longer one. Everybody's like, yay, that road that's only been here for 3 minutes is gone. Stop it. Straight line. Thank you. I don't know. That actually seems about right to me. Okay, well, whatever. It's not like any of this needs to be 100% perfect. We'll run the same thing out here, right about so. And so. And hopefully, we'll slowly start getting enough customers here to make all of this viable for the kind merchants of this town. I think this corner here, hold on, let's fix this and we'll dezone this. That one's already abandoned. That's going pretty fast. And I think this corner will do some high density. We're gonna have to put some kind of sound walls down there, I think. We have a parking garage over here, so we don't have to worry about individual parking, I think. And we'll leave a little bit of space, and we'll go with some smaller houses here. 2x2s are nice. We'll leave some more space. We'll have room for some bigger ones here. We'll do 3x2s. Just like this. Everybody will be ever so happy, and they'll move into their new houses, and they'll be like, I love living here. It's beautiful. Except for all of the abandoned commercial buildings by the spire and literally everywhere. Other than that, it's a great place to live. And look, no water. It's almost like I'm dehydrating them on purpose, isn't it? So I'm wondering if maybe we need to have another option for getting to this area. But let's let it run for a while and see if it stabilizes, and we'll take a look at something else for just a little bit. I don't like focusing on one thing for the entire duration of these episodes if it can all be avoided. So this is our cool little leisure district by the train station, and it actually looks really nice. I like the way this is turning out. What I think I'd like to do is put in some paving. Oh, you know what? Apparently it's possible to pave over a dirt road. That's not actually a bad look. It's not intentional. But sometimes unintentional things do work, so we'll just leave it for now. Is there any extra zoning I can do here to kind of fill things out a little bit? There really kind of isn't. There's no way I'm going to be able to, like, fill this out or anything. So we'll go ahead and put some stuff down to make it all look a little bit better. We'll do tables. And we'll have some seating over here. It doesn't all have to be the same tables, obviously. That would just be awful. And some more of these, maybe. I wonder if we could have like a beer garden kind of thing in the back here. It would be huge, wouldn't it? I'm wondering what kind of props we might be able to use. If we could use like a stage or something like that. Let's see. Okay. Not fence mode, right? No. But we do want more spacing, maybe like 9 meters between these tables. And we go like... No. I need more than 9 meters. Let's do 20 meters. That makes no sense. Place items at discrete intervals. Okay, that's what we want, and now we need to set the spacing back to something a little less ridiculous. Spacing is still set to something ridiculous. Come on, guys. Stop that. There we go. That and like that. I wish I could make that hedge go away, but what we can do instead of making it go away is maybe we can like frame it a little bit so that it doesn't look quite so ridiculous. And okay, do we have like umbrellas or something? What is this? Umbrellas plus 2 chairs plus playground. Is that what I'm looking for? That's probably not what I'm looking for, but I'm going to put it down here and... yeah, no, that's more of a beach thing. It does look neat, but that is definitely more of a beach thing. Okay, so... just kind of want to fill this in with whatever we can come up with. And whatever we can come up with usually involves kiosks. We'll put this, maybe we'll have like one here, one here. I'm a little unclear on why we're in leisure view mode here. I'm also a little unclear on why we can't get out of leisure view mode. Right, that area looks nicer now. I figure maybe some planters or something, and then we'll move on. These are tiny and unattractive. I was thinking something more like this. Yeah, those are much nicer. Look how nice that is. All very festive. Let's raise that one up a little bit. No? Fine, be that way, see if I care. Some things can't actually be raised. But the best thing to do is just rotate it so that it's actually perpendicular to the slope instead of at a right angle to it, and then everything goes a lot better. Alright, table, a couple more tables. We'll put some picnic tables in the back here, and maybe like 1 or 2 of these back here. And what else can we do? I saw a couple other kiosks that look nice. We can have like a newspaper stand over here on the street corner. And do we have benches? Yeah, we have some nice benches. A couple of those over here. And maybe a few more flowers. Oh, I like this one. Let's put this one down here. It's kind of sunken into the ground again, which is a little irritating, but I'm not going to do anything about it because I don't care enough. And there we go. We got a kind of a cute little leisure area going here right now, actually. That's right by the park. It's kind of low density. And I really kind of want to fill it in a little more, but there's just not that much space. You know, that one building and this corner here. And that's kind of it, but that's a cute little area, right? I'd hang out there in my spare time. The roads, well, you know, it was originally a dirt path, but I got kind of a different texture on it by accident, and I guess it's kind of okay. I don't really have any objections, and it kind of merges well into this. Traffic's light, so from that perspective, everything is pretty good. What do we got demand for right now? Do we need to look into putting down some more residential or something? Well, this is still a bit of a mess, but it seems not to be as bad anymore. And it looks like our little leisure area on this side is actually doing a lot better than this. So that's all very encouraging. I kind of don't like some of the roughness in the terrain differences here. I think we might do something about those in a future episode. But let's go ahead and tree this area up a little bit for now. That always helps. And, you know, people like having trees around their houses regardless. So why wouldn't we? And just a few different trees here and there for some variety. And possibly some flowers. Let's go with a smaller brush size and let's see what we have here. I kind of like the more colorful ones occasionally for a bit of contrast. These are like cherry blossoms, and cherry blossoms are spectacular when they're blooming. They just don't bloom very often, so it's nice to be able to have like permanently blooming. Oh boy, maybe went a little overboard with the brush size there. Let's go back down to here, and that's better. We don't need to do that here. Feels a little Pacific Northwesty, I suppose. I'm just going to pretend that's on purpose, totally by design. I want it to feel Pacific Northwesty. This guy's serving 200 passengers a week. Let's check in on the metro line again and see how things are going with our new number 4 line. We don't really need 3 trains. We could make do with 2. But we'll do this. This is fine. There are quite a few people waiting here, but they're all waiting to go back to here. I seem to just, in general, have put down a few too many tourist attractions, I think. This bugs me because fire engines are supposed to be able to use this boardwalk, but that's the second time I've had something burned down back here. And I'm not sure if it's being a little glitchy or if there's simply not enough fire coverage. I have a fire station here. I have a fire station there. I have a fire station there. I'm not really doing a great job with the fire stations, am I? Let's go ahead and put down a few more. This area, there's one up there, so I think one down here would be appropriate. And obviously we need something near Bodacious Beach here. I'm kind of saving this corner for something, but maybe in the middle of, right next to the subway. Does that look weird? It looks a little weird, but it's fine. And then up here, this will also help a little bit with land value, hopefully. Medical clinic. I mean, yes, I guess people might get sick, but I am here for the fire department. And where can I put it without busting anything down? Right back here. That is just fine. Alright, are we still making money? We are. I have spent a bit there to get all these fire stations set up. This guy, I started on this a while ago, and I guess it's not really finished. We want, I think, some trees. Tomatoes. I wish the game was a little more consistent about its representation of the icons. I know these are mods, and that's not the designer's problem, but okay, let's go with auto default spacing and see what we end up with here. I mean, I guess, but no. Drawing a line is easy, but if you want them to go away, you're going to have to do it manually. There are quite a few people visiting the plaza here. That's good. That pleases me. All right, let's go with something a little more tree-ish and a little less tiny flower-ish. Next episode. That's going to have to do it for today, though. We'll work on this tomorrow. In the meantime, thank you all for tuning in. This is City Skylines. Please subscribe if you haven't. Say nice things about me in the comments, and we'll see you next time, folks. Take it easy.